Hello, I'm Connor Aftree. Myself and Gary Kennelly will be giving you a video demonstration of the Eazy Tradesman application, which was completed as part of our final year project for the module Applied Project and Minor Dissertation. The Eazy Tradesman is a dynamic web application which can connect customers with tradespeople. Myself and Gary will be talking throughout this demonstration. I will be showing you how the basics of the application work and how the data is transferred around the project. The application itself is hosted on AWS. As you can see here, the instance is running at the moment. To access the application, you need to navigate to this URL. When you navigate to this URL, you will be immediately brought to the login page as demonstrated here. Within this page, the user can log in if they already have an account created. If not, they can create an account through this link here. This link will bring them to the register page. If not, they can log in through Facebook. I will now log in through Facebook. When this button is clicked, it will open up a new tab. This will check their Facebook credentials, and if successful, will bring them to the customer landing page. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to create a worker account within Firefox. So I go to create an account, and this will bring me to the register page. In this page, the user can enter their details, such as first name, second name, email address and password. I will now register this person as a worker. As you can see here, the account has been created successfully. When the account has been created, it gets updated here in the Firebase authentication. All the email addresses and passwords are stored here, and the passwords are hashed for security reasons. Now that our worker has been created, he must be logged in. I will do that now. When he logs in, it will bring him to the worker landing page. So remember, just for demonstration purposes, the worker is logged in on Firefox and the customer is logged in on Chrome. I'll now show you a quick snippet of the code. So right here, we have our login method. This is called once the login button is pressed. When this is pressed, this method is ran. And as soon as this method is ran, it calls auth service. This brings us into this class. This is the class that does all the heavy lifting. These methods here, such as do Facebook login, do register, call upon the promise for Firebase authentication, which passes in the values for the email and passwords with create user with email and password. I will now hand you over to Gary, who will continue with the next section of this video.
Hello, I'm Gary Kennelly and I'm now going to demonstrate some of the features available to users once they log into the system. Because of the fact that there are two types of users, I'll be using two browser windows to demonstrate a typical experience for each type of user. So when a customer logs in, they will be brought to their home page here. This page simply displays other jobs that other customers have posted. If they wish to post a job themselves, they simply navigate to the Post Job tab on the navigation bar. When they do that, they'll be showed this form which they can fill out in order to post a job. So I'll just fill it out here now. As you can see, this form is completely validated. Once they've done that, they can press post. As you can see here, your job has been posted. So press OK. Now, when the user pressed post on that form, what happens in the background is this. It will automatically go to this method here, the post job method. This method gets passed the job that was just filled out using the form. Once this method is called, it passes that job object to the post job method of the job service. And in that method, in the job service, you can see here, this gets passed the same job object. This method then sends that job using HTTP to the RESTful service which was written in Java. The REST endpoint which receives that job can be seen here. As you can see, it receives that job and it calls the create method on the job DAO. That create method can be seen here, which receives the job and calls persist on the entity manager. This is how you create a job object using Hibernate on a Mongo database. That database, as you can see running here, you can simply list all of the jobs or customers or workers that are currently saved on the system. You can also see from here that the Angular application is running on this server here, and the Java RESTful service is running on this server down here. So I will now go back to the web app to continue with the demo. From here now, the customer can view any jobs that they posted by navigating to the My Jobs tab on the navigation bar. From here, they will have a list of any jobs that they posted along with the information attached to those jobs. As you can see, the information that they posted with the job and also the status of the job. So whether or not it's complete or whether it has been accepted. From here, they can also edit their job by clicking the edit button. You can see here they're brought to the edit page where they can update any information regarding their job. So I'll just edit, let's say, I'll just edit the name here and change it to Tom and press update, and you can see the confirmation message here saying your job has been successfully updated. So press OK. Go back to My Jobs, and you will see that the job has been updated. From here, they can also view their location, the location of the job on a map, which I'll show you in a second, or they can also view any workers that have requested this job. Now, because of the fact that no workers have yet requested this job, this page is blank. So back to My Jobs. So I'll now show you what a worker sees when they log into this system. So I'll jump over to Firefox. When a worker first logs in, they'll be brought to this landing page here. This page simply lists any and all jobs that have been posted to the system or listed. As you can see here, it has also listed the job that has just been posted by the customer moments ago. Now, where these jobs are coming from, if I go back to the database, you can see it lists all the jobs here. They then get returned from here to the job DAO using the entity manager and calling the get result list. This list then gets returned to the REST endpoint, like so, and that list then gets returned as a HTTP response object. This response object will be formatted in JSON so that it can be read by the consumer, which is the Angular application. And what that looks like is, if I find the job service, which will go to this method here, this method then returns that list. That method then returns that list of jobs to the list jobs component, which you can see here. and this is where it gets those jobs from the database. So now if I jump over to Firefox again into what the worker sees, so this is the basic layout for the worker's side of the web application. From here they can view their profile. Now as you can see, the worker currently hasn't filled out any information. If they want to do that, they can navigate to the Edit Profile tab on the nav bar, and they'll be presented with a form that they can fill out. So I'll just fill out this form here now. So I'll just say Galway, Ireland. Trade, he's a mechanic. When they're finished filling out this information, they can click Update, and they'll be greeted with the confirmation message saying that they've updated their profile. So press OK. They can now navigate to My Profile, and you can see that all of their information has been filled out. You can see that currently Connor's rating is 0. That's because he has not completed any job yet and has therefore not been rated. You can also view any jobs that he has requested by navigating to the My Jobs tab on the nav bar. Now as you can see, he also has not requested any jobs, and so therefore this page is empty at the minute. So let's go back to the List Jobs page and request a job. So when the worker is browsing for jobs, they can browse down along. They can see when the job was posted, which was automatically timestamped on the date that the job was posted, and they can also view the location of that job on the map. This is using Google Maps, and he can zoom in as far as he wants to see if the job is at a desirable location for him. Once the user is satisfied, they can go back and they can press Request. As you can see here, another confirmation message saying that the job has been successfully requested. So press OK. Now from here, the worker can go back to the My Jobs tab, and you can see that it has been updated with the job that he has just requested. As you can see, this page on the website is broken into 2 sections: your requested jobs and your accepted jobs. The your requested jobs section is any jobs that the worker has requested that has not been accepted by the user or by the customer. If a customer accepts this job or accepts this request, this job will then appear down here because the status of that job will have changed. So I'll go back to the customer page now and I'll accept this job. So back in Chrome, in the customer side of the application, if I go back to My Jobs tab and click View Requests, you can see that they now have a request for that particular job. From here, they can see the name of the worker that requested the job and some basic information like the trade of that worker and the rating of that worker. If they wish to know more about that worker, they can click the View Profile button, which will present to them the profile of that worker. On this page, they can see more information about the worker, such as where the worker is from, the worker's phone number, the worker's email address, and if the worker has like a business website or something, they can view that from here as well. So back on My Jobs, back to View Requests. If the customer is happy with this worker, they can click the Accept button, and they will see this confirmation message: job accepted. A notification will now be sent to the corresponding worker. So press OK. back to Firefox for the worker, and as you can see, straight away, that job has now been moved down to the next section on this page because the status of that job has changed. You can also see that the contact information for the customer that posted that job has now become available as well. If you remember, this contact information was not available when the job was just requested and it had not been accepted. The reason for this is so that if the customer posts a particularly lucrative job, we didn't want workers to be hounding that customer and calling him morning, noon and night. So we offer the feature so that the customer's contact information only becomes available once they accept a worker's request. So now that the customer and the worker both have each other's contact information available, they can begin corresponding about the logistics of the job. So let's say that this worker has completed this particular job. The customer, if I flip back to Chrome here, the customer can then indicate that this job was completed by going to My Jobs, clicking View Requests, and they can click Job Completed. Once they click that, they will be presented with a single input box that will allow them to rate the worker that completed the job. So let's say that the customer was very happy and gave the worker 85%, or 85 out of 100. They can press Submit, and you can see another confirmation message saying that your rating has successfully gone through, so press OK. Now, when the worker goes to the My Jobs tab, you can see that the is completed and is accepted flags have both been set to true, meaning that this job is now fully finished. Back on the worker side then, because the worker has been rated, if we go to the worker's profile, you can see that the rating for that worker has been updated to 85. This rating is calculated as an average for all of the ratings that they have. So if somebody else gives the worker a rating of 87, the new rating would become 86 because it's the average of the two ratings that they received. When a customer is happy that a job has been completed, they can leave the job here if they wish, so that they can look back at the jobs that have been done and when they were done. But if they wanted to remove the job, they simply click the Remove Job button at the bottom of the screen here, and this button will permanently remove that job from the system, and it will no longer be listed for anybody else to see. So your job has been permanently removed from the system. Press OK. Now, as you can see, it's gone from the main landing page. If they click My Jobs, it's gone from here as well. And if I jump back to the worker and go My Jobs, you can see that it has also disappeared from here as well. So that job is completely gone from the system. Those are the main features. The user can log out by simply pressing the Log Out button here, and you can see it'll bring them back to the login page. If you'd like more information about how this project was developed, or any more general information about the project, you can visit the GitHub profile. As you can see here, under the organization called the Eazy Tradesman, and if you click the Eazy Tradesman here, you'll be brought to the GitHub profile with all the necessary information about the project and all of the source code. You can also get linked to the project wiki for kind of like a brief overview, of the different things contained in the project and in the repository. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching this video demonstration.